What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? This your man Troy from the Capital Music Group, and you are now tuned in with your girl ADRI.V, the Go Getta, on the G Code.
What's up, my go-getters? It is me, ADRI.V, the go-getter, and I want to say to you all, welcome to another episode of the G Code, as we give you the pretty, the ugly, and grind to success. So in the month of August, last year, I gave birth to this thing called the G Code, and I couldn't believe I really kept this joker going for a full year. And I am so excited because I done had some of everybody on here who are definitely true go-getters who dropped so many different G codes to success. And I am so excited to have my girl with me who is a true mover and shaker in my city of Buffalo, who's getting it out here, and anybody who knows her knows what she's all about. Miss Chris Bishop is at the mic. Welcome to the G Code, boo.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello. So my girl Chris Bishop, I know all about her. I had a chance to interview her for my radio show, The Go Getter Mix. So here's your chance to get to know who Chris Bishop is. So Chris, who is Chris Bishop?
Chris Bishop. I'm a mom first. That's what I love. That I do mommy first. That's just like my hashtag when it comes to my son. Mommy first. He's the reason that I keep going. He's the reason for everything. I'm a hairstylist.
You hairstylist?
Yeah.
And an entrepreneur.
Entrepreneur. But it came after hairstyling. It kind of hairstyling helped me find my passion.
Right.
And yeah, I'm like an entrepreneur now. I can't believe it, but yeah, I guess so.
I can't believe it, but yeah, I guess so. So what made you want to become a hairdresser? You know, like every little girl has had this moment when they looked in the mirror and mimicked somebody. You know, I was on the radio thinking I was the personality on the radio mimicking the people I heard. So, you know, what made you become a hairstylist?
Well, hairstyling is something I kind of always did. It's one of those things that I've just always done. Like some people just have things that they've always done. Some people may just remember picking up a basketball when they're younger, or picking up a football, or doing this or doing that, or singing in front of the class or whatever. Mine has always just been doing hair, whether it was my dolls, my little sister, or whatever. I've just always done it. I've tried to ignore it a lot, but I've just always done it.
You know what? That's something like so many people really don't understand. You know, as you go older, folks are looking for that passion, looking for their thing, and you just be like, this is something I've always been doing, and it's just really was something you decided to move into. So you went to school, hair school. What hair school did you go to?
T-Spot, the Salon Professional Academy. Yep.
Okay, you went to T-Spot.
Yeah.
And so what was that process like of going to school? Because so many, I've realized there are some people that are out here that are hairstylists that has not really gone to school, so they pretty much, you know, operate out of their own home. And
right.
So what was that process?
Well, my
like?
journey was a little crazy. I graduated high school and I thought that I wanted to be a coroner. Mm-hmm. So I went away to school in New York City and studied forensic science.
Wow.
And they told me I would have to go to medical school.
Oh, wow.
And I'm just like, yeah, this is probably not going to be it. So I came home and I kind of just was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I know I have to finish college. You know, that's something that you're supposed to do.
Right.
Your parents tell you that you got to finish school. So I started at Buff State, and then it just wasn't getting it. I switched my major a bunch of times, and then I decided like I'll just try to pursue this hair thing. So I went and got a part-time job at a salon. And I was an assistant for a while, and I just kind of felt like at home. Like wow. it just felt good. Mm-hmm. You know, I was interested in it and I just loved it. And the master stylist at that salon, Letitia Bryce, she told me, she was just like, you're not going to get where you need to be in this industry if you don't go to school. Wow. Now I knew how to do hair. I just knew how to do it. It was just something that I had. It was a gift that God gave me.
Right.
And I just knew how to do it. But she told me, she said, you're not going to get fired unless you go to school. Wow. So then I went and I enrolled in the T-Spa. Mm-hmm. So I was going to Buff State during the day, going to my part-time job,
wow.
washing hair,
wow.
and then at night going to hair school. And I did that for 18 months.
Wow.
18 months.
And that's a big deal. Like, so many people don't understand the route that you have to take in order to really figure out your passion or to figure out how to pursue it.
Right.
So when you were at Buffalo State College, for those who don't know,
right.
What were your major? Did you finish out Buff State?
Yeah, I finished out Buff State. I kind of took I took a couple of different roads. So I started in New York as a forensic scientist. Then they had some program at Buff State called forensic anthropology. So I'm like, okay, well, let me try that out.
Right.
That didn't work. Then I switched to criminal justice. That didn't work. So by the time it was time to graduate, I had all these different majors and all these different credits. So I kind of had to put it into one. So I went into a program called individualized studies and kind of made up my own major. Okay. So with that, I took a little bit of business, marketing. I took a little bit of English. And a little bit of sociology, and I kind of put it all together and got a degree. It's called human relations. I don't know where I'm gonna get a job with that, but I don't even know what it is. But I got
you
a
ain't
degree.
gonna need a job no more because you are the job. You know what I mean? As you go into that, or you can still kind of do what you set out to do, and you could do hair for the folks that pass.
Right.
That might be one.
Yeah, and actually, I do that a lot. And
wow.
It's really relaxing. People don't even know it. They don't complain, nothing. It's like peaceful. It's great.
They can.
It's awesome.
But that's a beautiful thing because you set out going for school in this one area, switched it up, decided to pursue this passion and desire of being a hairstylist. And you still kind of come full circle to where you are still within that area of dealing with, dead people.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess. All right, so, just to kind of bring it back to when you mentioned, going to school, you got some business classes, you did some marketing, and being a stylist, you now have embarked on a journey of having your own business, being an entrepreneur. Now, what made you say, you know what, I'm about to just do this myself, have my own building, name it what I'm going to name it. What made you decide to just jump out and make this happen?
Well, I tell everybody, it was my son. I got pregnant with my son, and I just realized I had to do more. I couldn't just keep doing the same thing. Like if I'm gonna bring a life into this world, I gotta be the best me that I can be. And so I just took a leap of faith and I started very small. Like I used to have this thing where I thought that I had to have this big magnificent salon and I wouldn't get my own until I had that. And then I don't know, God spoke to me. He was just like, nah, you don't have to do it like that. So I started out in a basement of a building on Elmwood inside of a tanning salon. It's really small, real intimate or whatever. And I just made it my own space. And that was the best thing I could have ever done. Just start off small.
Right. And so do you suggest that like when people are starting out and pursuing a particular business, we have these grand ideas and really don't know how it's all going to fold out, especially when you're making this leap of faith. And I think that's like one of the best ideas to me, start out small and continue to big and really give yourself benchmarks to hit.
Yeah, I think we all kind of have big dreams, but the thing with big dreams and having big dreams, you got to kind of dissect it, like break it down, like, and go all the way to the core of it and see kind of like what you gonna do with it. Like you got to start somewhere. It's not ideal to start a $1 million company in a day. You got to start somewhere. So start small. There's nothing wrong with starting small.
And I love that. So when we speak about your business, being a hairstylist and having your own shop, you named it High Klass. What made you name it High Klass?
I don't even know. I can't even, I don't know. Like, I kind of was just sitting around one day and I'm just like, the word high class just kept sticking out to me. It just was high class, high class, high class. Honestly, like I think I was just speaking something into my life and I didn't even realize that's what I was speaking into my life. But yeah, I just said high class, and at first I thought it was kind of corny. I'm like, high class, like that's so, and then yeah, so we tried to do it with a C, and it was all taken up or whatever. But once we put that K in it, it kind of made it like, yeah, high class, like this is nice.
And you know what? You really have set the standard and taking high class to making it very literal when you walk into your shop. So you went from the shop on Elmwood to graduating to another shop on Allen. Now, do you still have your shop on Elmwood?
Yeah, I still have that one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I kind of rent that out to people or whatever. People starting out,
nice.
I kind of give
them
the vision. Like, listen, start off here, start off small. You don't got to stay forever, but this is the start.
Right.
It worked.
Right. And so you decided to move to Allen Street, and the shop is beautiful. What made you, the logo of the lady, you even got a tattooed on you. That's what you're talking about, branding your own self with your business.
Right.
What made you want to take that jump and say, you know what, let's go bigger, let's go higher, let's go to the next level. And I mean, the shop is beautiful. What really made you go into that?
Well, I kind of have like an amazing group of friends. Like it's not a big group, it's kind of small or whatever. And honestly, like this is really what happened. We took a trip, we went to Aruba. We were literally sitting on the beach. My friend told me about a place that she had went in Atlanta, and I'm like, for real? Like that's how it goes? Like, okay, so I'm gonna go home and I'm gonna do that. And it was just that simple. And everything kind of fell in place. I wasn't searching for a building for long or anything, a space. It kind of just, it just was what it was supposed to be. And it just kind of fell, like everything fell in place.
Right, organically.
Yeah.
It was no force.
Yeah.
I mean, because the place is beautiful.
No, when I got the place though, when I got the place was bad. It was in really, really, really bad shape. But I kind of like, I don't know, I could kind of see things.
Right.
So I'm like, this is in a good location.
Right.
So
prime location.
Yeah. So and everything was reasonable. Everything was just right. It just looked like crap, you know. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna make it mine anyway, you know. So we literally gutted the place and made it mine. Just made it mine.
And it definitely is high class. And you know, in the midst of just being a business owner, an entrepreneur at that, and hairstylist, you know, so many things that you have to deal with. What would you say like was one of the hardest parts of the transition, and then just being able to transition into really having this bigger place and just being an entrepreneur, a mompreneur overall? Because you're a mommy first.
Right. Well, I kind of transition every day. Like I face a new battle literally every day. So my transitions are like daily, you know, and I kind of just keep going, you know, like it's not a right or wrong way to do it or anything like that. My transitions are literally daily, and I just kind of go with it. Like if God gives me the vision or gives me the okay to go, I'm going, and that's just it.
I love it. Now, when we talk about, you know, just deciding to go for it and just keep going, there's days when we don't feel it. Listen, I even speak for myself. I'm like, I don't feel like it's just a struggle.
Yeah.
How do you keep going? Because, you know, on social media, you just seem like the biggest happy-go-lucky, giddy person.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's a great, you know, but sometimes you just be like, yo, this some bullshit. You know what I mean? Like that I'm dealing with right here.
Yeah.
In the face of those kind of adversities, in the face, how do you get yourself over the hump? Like we all got our own little method. You know, some folks work out, some folks go in the room and scream a little bit, some folks blast some music, take a little wine, a little drink back. You know, like how do you face these things and still go out into the world with a happy face?
Well, that's the thing. Like, so what people don't know is I'm a crybaby. So I will cry it out. Like I cry a lot. A lot. So I kind of like, it's tough. It's not easy. Like it's not easy. But at the end of the day, like if you don't pick yourself up, then what? You know, like I don't have a plan B. I don't have anything else that I can even imagine doing. So it's just like that thought alone just makes me get up. Like you got to get up and keep going. Cause if you don't, then what?
Right.
So that I have to. I don't have no choice.
Listen, because the question is, like you said, then what? And when you speak about not having a plan B, how do you feel about that? Because I definitely live off that plan A. This is what I do. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what I got to do for the rest of my life. But there's so many people who's like, well, you got to have a fallback plan, or you got to have a plan for that just in case. How do you feel about that? Like when people say that you need to have some sort of a fallback plan or a plan B?
I don't agree with it. I feel like I don't know, we kind of go to the same church. Right. So we kind of are under the same teachings. Like, yeah, if you have a plan B, then you already planning to fail. Yeah. You can't have a plan. You can't have a plan B. Like you kind of just got to know that your plan A is going to work. You got to live every day knowing that your plan A is going to work. You know, it doesn't have a choice. Really. Right. Like I don't even see what I would be doing if I wasn't doing this. I don't even know. It has to work.
It gotta work. And you know, and for so many people, they don't understand that concept, and it's just like it's heartbreaking. So when you see people like, I'm gonna try this out, and if it don't work, I'm gonna do this, and it's like, well, you already set yourself up to absolutely fail, just like you said.
Right, because if they have a plan B, that's you're not giving your plan A 100% because you're already thinking about if it does not work.
Absolutely. So when it comes to the G code, we talk about the pretty, the ugly, and the grind to success. And along this success road of going from the small beginnings, you know, to now getting another great shop. And I don't see you remaining in that place for a long time because it's going to be an even bigger place. You know, you expanded your shop. What made you want to expand it to have an additional space? And the expansion is even beautiful.
Right. Well, what happened with that is, so we outgrew the space on Elmwood. We got on Allen. We outgrew the space like in months. Like we had only really been open a year. Wow. And around maybe the 4, 5, 6 month mark, like I'm like, we need more space. Right. The space next door to me has sat empty for a while. And I kind of told different friends like, hey, go get this space. I never even realized that the space was for me the whole time, you know. And life is crazy, and God has a way of just making things be what it's supposed to be. You know, like I'm trying to put anybody that I know in this space. Like, come be my neighbor.
Whole time.
and it's supposed to be my space the whole time.
Wow.
So which is sad. So I'm like, I wasn't ready at all. But I'm just like, well, I don't want it to be too late. Like if somebody comes there and I really do need the space, then what? So I just took it. The place that I got this space probably at the beginning of the year, and it just sat because I wasn't ready, you know. But I'm like, I'm gonna be ready eventually. So I kind of took my time with it, and I launched it.
You launched it. And with that side, like, what are you doing particularly with that particular side? Because I know the other side is where you do all the hair.
Right.
And then I know you have the high class, was it white? White as well. Shout out to Raquel.
Yeah.
So what are we doing? I said we. What are you doing with this space over there?
So the whole concept of that side is like, so I have this alter ego. I call it my alter ego. Most people will walk in the shop and be like, why does it look like two different salons? Kind of, I set it up like that, you know, like that side is like my edgy side. I'm about to be 30, so I'm kind of going into this, like, that's like my alter ego. Like that's really who I am over there, you know, like. But I love the old side too, because it's just like free and whimsical kind of to me. But that side is like edge, you know. So we got a lot of great things planned for that side. We're gonna bring in a makeup artist. We're gonna bring in like an esthetician, lash extensions. We got a lot planned for that side. I am kind of taking my time. I'm still not in a rush. You know, it's there, and when it's time, it'll be up and running and doing what it needs to do. But I'm kind of handpicking everybody to come on this way.
Right. I love it because it's a beautiful side. And as you speak about, you know, about to turn 30, girl, me and you both, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, almost having this mental breakdown for a second. You know what I mean? You know, there has been benchmarks that I feel I make for myself, and I'm like, well, by this time I want to have this, and by this time you want to have this. Goals within itself, we will say. You know, how do you feel that goal setting has played a part in you even reaching the place that you are today?
So I set goals. I set 5-year goals, and I live by my 5-year goals. Like when I turned 25, I had goals that I wanted to meet. Some may call them shallow or whatever, but I wanted a BMW. Right. And that's what I got. You know?
No, it's a goal.
So that was a goal. So I had 30-year-old goals. My son kind of slowed me up, you know, so people might say like, oh, you just going so hard, you just doing everything. Yeah, this was in me the whole time. I just got slowed down a little bit, but it's still stuff that I have to do before I turn 30, and that's next month. So come on.
Ooh, so that means you about to kick it all the way to high drive. At least I got until March, so I got a bit more to get a little time.
I got like 45 days or something like that. I got to hurry up. Yeah.
That is so funny. So, you know, we really got a chance to see the beginnings of your building, you know, really coming into the idea of knowing what is it you wanted to do, you know, being able to have the beginnings of your own shop and really growing it. What do you think, or how do you feel that would be the next level for Chris Bishop, you know, the next level for high class hair? Because, you know, there's always that next level. Like you said, you have your 5-year goals and some things that you want to accomplish before you turn 30. So what are the next steps for you? You ain't got to spill the beans too much, but
well, I do have another goal. I share this with you. I kind of want to like help people. Okay. Like that's just a passion of mine, whether it's people with disabilities or people trying to come up or just people. I just want to help people. It's just in my heart. You know, sometimes I ask God, like I tell God, like I don't even want to help people. Right. It's just in me. I can't help it. Right. Yeah. So I really want to help people. So I am trying to get into a little bit of like business coaching and mentoring and things like that. So I'm working on that. So that should be coming soon. And then the other ideas I can't really share.
No, you can't share. You can't give us.
But it's gonna be major. It's not even a 35-year-old goal. I said 32. So let's see.
Okay. There we go. That's it. So as we, you know, the show is called The G Code. Of course, the Pretty, the Ugly, and the Grind to Success. And honestly, anybody who's jumped on here with the podcast, you got to drop your own G codes. You know, codes that you live by. Go-getter codes, you know, or just codes that you just like, yo, these are my G codes. That's how I boss up, or however you choose to define it. But what are some codes to success that you believe that other people should definitely embody, consider, or individuals who too want to eventually own their own shop?
Right. So a couple of them. One of them is like don't ignore your gifts. Like God really has given everybody a gift. Your gift does not necessarily have to be your passion, you know, but your gift can lead you to your passion. So find your gift and tap into it, because that's really important. Another one.
Okay, go ahead.
Another G code. Don't be afraid. Like for me, fear has been one of my biggest things that I had to overcome, because I am fearful. One of my biggest fears was basically like coming out, you know, like for a long time people knew High Class Hair but didn't know Chris Bishop.
Right.
A lot of people knew Chris Bishop but didn't know that Chris Bishop knew how to do hair.
Right.
So one of my biggest...
Because I knew you and I didn't know you knew
hair. So for a long time.
Right.
But the thing about it is I've had a full clientele for years.
That's crazy.
So yeah, I really had to overcome fear of just being so exposed. I'm still working on it, but that's one of my biggest fears. Like being exposed and being out there, because it's like you go places and people are like, "Hey, Chris," like, "Huh? What?
Yeah,
How you know me?" Like, and I'm such a private person,
right?
So that was that's another thing. Like, don't be fearful. You gotta really get rid of fear, you know, because you could be in your own way of where you're supposed to be because of fear. Like fear is like dangerous. It's really dangerous.
It's so crippling. You know, Pastor, our bishop, Mr. Hennings. Hey, Pastor.
Hey.
He normally says fear is false evidence appearing real. Okay. And we wouldn't even know that it's real, but to us, you know, it's in our face and we believe it's real, but it's completely false evidence appearing real, because it's keeping us from deciding to move forward, already blocking us. So I so agree with you on that fear. Well, Chris, what are some I'll say some tips that you can give when it comes to doing your hair? Like, so many people, like, let me tell you something. I am natural, but I will never allow my natural hair to be out. This shiggity is insane, super thick, and I ain't got time for it. So what are some tips that you can give us, you know, just off the cool for folks when it comes to natural hair care?
Okay, so natural hair care. I love healthy hair. People don't maybe not know that because I have a weave bar or whatever, but I'm crazy when it comes to clients putting in weave. That's what they don't know. But take care of your hair. Just because you got to clip your ends every 6 to 8 weeks. Go to the hairdresser. A lot of naturals feel like they don't have to go to the hairdresser because they're natural. And then when they're ready to straighten their hair out or something like that, it's just a complete mess. It's long, but it's a mess. So make sure you at least go to the hair salon every couple of weeks to just kind of get a checkup. You know, make sure everything is going good and everything like that. Also, let your hair breathe. Like, let your hair breathe. If you know that you don't have anything going on for a couple weeks or something like that, or even if it's a couple days, let it go. Just like let it be. Let it be. Let it put on a baseball cap, something, but let your hair out and let it breathe, because that's very important. All my clients, you know, some of them wear sew-ins a lot, but they'll tell you, like, no, she doesn't let me get them back to back. Like, no, they're gonna take it out.
Hate me because I be like, I need it right back in.
Nope. I'd be like, you better take it out at least a couple days before. Treat it, trim it, whatever you got to do. Then you can put it back in. But don't just you shouldn't have to need to wear weave. You should want to. It should not be a necessity. Everybody got hair, but you gotta take care of it.
I got hair, and I'll be like, this weave is a necessity. Put it right back in, please.
No, absolutely not.
All right, we're gonna take these tips that Chris Bishop done gave us. You got any more? Or that's it?
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it. Well, Chris, you know what? I really appreciate you sharing your story with us, and definitely get into the G code to share your pretty to ugly and grind to your success. And, you know, tell the folks how they could get in contact with you, follow you, get all that good stuff. Give us to us.
Okay, so you can visit our website at highclasshair.com. We also have a Facebook page. It's High Class Hair. My personal Facebook page is Chris Bishop. I'm getting better with the business page, but a lot of the stuff is on my personal page. We have Instagram. It's highclass_hair. We also have a Snapchat. I'm getting better with Snapchat. I'm trying. So that's High Class Hair also. So those are the things that you can look for, or that's where y'all can find us at.
All right, well, there you have it. My girl Chris Bishop jumped into the G Code. She shared her codes. Now, if you know you are an aspiring hairdresser, stylist, business owner of a salon, you definitely need to follow her. Get in contact with her because she says she is in the business of helping people or even coaching folks. All right, I appreciate you so much for getting into the G Code. Don't forget to follow me, ADRI.V the Go Getter, on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, snapping on that Snapchat and Instagram at A to the D, R to the I-V, TAGGOGETTA, and subscribe to the G Code on podcast, SoundCloud, YouTube, Podomatic, any place they got a podcast. And oh yes, download my app, ADRI.V the Go Getter. Find it on iTunes and on Google Play. And as always, love you for listening and welcome to the G Code.